Hi, good day. My name is Diana Jacqueline Saldaña Gastelum, and I'm going to present creation of communicative learning environments to improve participation by implementing problem-based methods. The diagnostic consists in two parts, the perspective of the teacher and the perspective of the teacher in training. According to the teacher, the students had a good response at the beginning of the classes, but this gradually diminished. He planned some activities to work with the students that cannot enter the sessions. He mentioned that he tries to implement different dynamics to present the information during the classes. According to the teacher in training, these strategies were PowerPoint presentation with the information of the structure, of the grammatical structure, and examples of it. And this has a medium efficiency because the students didn't participate during the classes and only participate at the final. And not all the time the students respond to the teacher. Based on the diagnostic, a deficiency on students' participation could be observed. This is because the learning environment and the activities aren't well implemented or they didn't have the necessary elements to promote participation. According to Gimeo, participation is a necessary condition for the students to achieve an authentic collaboration, to discover and internalize the knowledge, and then it can be used independently to solve problems by the student. For this is necessary a learning environment that Jimenez defined as the favorable climate that stimulate the thinking activities of students. Macias adds that the imbalance between the selected structure, the dialogue, and the learning activities can nullify the participation and the instructional transaction. There are many different conditions to make participation difficult, so this research wants to answer the question, what is the impact of the creation of communicative learning environments on students' participation by implementing the problem-based method? To answer this question, the following objectives were raised, such as the creation of learning situations that stimulate development of competences, the analysis of the implementation of problem-based learning in the social practice of students' language, the evaluation of the impact on learning and learning environments, and to demonstrate whether problem-based learning can be implemented to encourage students to use communicative participation in English classes. For the theoretical framework, we have the participation and what this process implies. The participation comes from a Latin root and means to be a part of something. And with adolescents, the participation implies collaboration and cooperation. Um, this is a way to express their opinions, their feelings, and take decisions. And a meaningful learning occurs when the students can obtain and analyze information, talk about the problem, discuss it, and then create a solution or a strategy to solve the problem. For the referential framework, I consult 11 investigations. The most common method in this investigation were action research and case studies in basic and higher educations, and I only find one about second language learning. Mm, all the investigations are in the line of problem-based method and participation or communicative skills. And all the investigations shows in their results an improvement in participation of the students. And for the methodology, this investigation is under sociocultural paradigm because this paradigm understands the learning as a social process and the language as a tool to create high mental process. We are on the qualitative approach because we use the analyze, decode, translate, and synthesize the meaning of different facts. And we are on the quantitative approach because we use the data collection, analyze, and statistics to answer research questions, and to test and establish hypotheses. We follow the 4 steps. For the moment, we only have 2 steps, but we follow the 4 steps of action research method. The first is the data collection, is where the observations in the classroom were made, where the problem statement and the justification, etc. The analysis and interpretation is where we relate the theory and the findings. Uh, the third the third step is when we create an action plan that can that could solve the problem. And the last step is when we evaluate the implementation of the plans and the results. Uh, this is a cycle, and all the steps were and we repeat all the steps. The intervention was planned in 3 phases: the beginning, the development, and the closure. The beginning activity was a slide with a question, and this question will be answered with an information video. After that, it will ask for participation. During the implementation of this activity, the students didn't participate a lot, and their answers weren't according to the information on the video. The development activity was observe a video about a story tale, and after write the main idea in a slide. And then the presentation of the description of one character, and then practice with an filling in the blanks activity. And during the implementation of this activity, in writing the main idea, the students didn't provide correct answers, and the fill in the blanks activity showed an increase in participation. For the closure activities, the students had to write their own description about one character of the story tale, and then make a presentation in front of the class. But we didn't have enough time to do it because the teacher used 10 minutes at the beginning of the class. So the fill in the blank activity was the final product. To obtain all of this data, we used qualitative data collection techniques. The first was participant observation, and the second was the teacher's theory. The strength of this project was the identification of the activities that promote participation and allows the creation of learning environments. For example, the presentation of the description of one character, and then the fill in the blank activities. In this part, the students show more participation, and they show more comfortable with the activities and their answers. And the activities that lack the participation, for example, at the beginning and the first part of the development, they show a lack of participation because they didn't understand very well the information on the video, and then they only participate with their previous knowledge, and they felt as uncomfortable at the moment of their answers. One way to solve this limitation could be present some keywords to help the students to understand the information, the general idea of a video. One limitation was the time to implement the activities, because we didn't have enough time to do the final product. So I can see if the students really can do a description of a character. And then one weakness and opportunity area was the correct planning of the activities, because they weren't according to the problem-based method. So change some activities could help to promote the participation along all the class and create a learning environment till the beginning. And finally, there are all the references that was used in this project.